Good evening, my name's Modi Operandus and welcome to Astroneer Hardcore. This was an idea that originated with Biffa on his channel. He was calling it Iron Man mode or Iron mode or something like that. Basically, the premise is that it's like hardcore Minecraft and that if you die, it's game over. So you get one life to live, you have to play a little more careful, a little more strategic, and I kind of like that idea of playing through just a little bit like that. Well, I don't know how many episodes it's going to go for. Maybe it'll die right away after 5, who knows. Maybe we'll achieve this long string of episodes. So it'll be kind of interesting, kind of intense, I think. We'll have a couple other rules I'll get into as we play. But let's start off here with the brand new character. I'm always partial to the Mr. Thick Red guy here. Thick guy with the red little patches here. I like him. So we're going with him, as usual. And we're landing on a brand new Terran planet. So the game here is still in pre-alpha, so there is not a whole lot of content in the game here, and I'm trying to think of different ways to make your own fun. You can only do so much before it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. This is a very interesting world. This is very interesting. Let's just take a quick little look at this. Look at this. Look at this ravine here. That's fantastic. I love it. This is going to be awesome. This is such a good landing spot because I got so lucky with this landing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about rules here while I'm gathering this compound over here. We will have to have some rules to make this a little more difficult than just not dying. Even though that itself is a challenge, what we need to do is we're going to make a rule that we can first of all only use one set of tethers per planet. So that means we can't just tether up and get oxygen everywhere we go. We can't cave very easily. We need to take a car into a cave, which has its own set of complications every single time. And all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do that. That's going to be the first rule. Some of these I did copy from Biffa. Some of these I've been thinking about. I don't know if his were hard and fast rules. I didn't watch any of his real series. Just kind of got the premise of it from reading his description on the video. But so what we'll do. First of all, first rule is one set of tethers. I'm going to make those right now, actually. Open our backpack up. We'll have our first set of tethers, our first and last set of tethers. So this is it. This is all we get for all of Terran. Bam. We get, what is that, 4, 3, and 4? So that's 11. We get 11 off of that. That's it. That's it for the rest of our lives. And then after that, we'll have to have a car or something like that. I mean, luckily we did spawn right next to this cave-ish thing here. Hopefully we'll be able to get deep enough in there that we can find what we need. It could get pretty interesting and pretty difficult pretty fast. We also have a rule that we won't be able to use the trade platform at all. I think the trade platform makes it a little too easy to do the game here. So we will not be using that whatsoever. And that's just to keep things interesting, so because we can't just trade for all the titanium we need or whatever else happens, like trade the titanium we find for compound. Titanium will become a little less useful, because I mean, you can make oxygen tanks. I think I will need to carry a lot of oxygen tanks with me so I don't die very often. Well, at all. I mean, one death, that's the other thing too. One death, I mean, obviously from hardcore, as I mentioned, one death and we're done. So that's the key premise. That's the rule number 1 of anything. I will leave the caveat that if we die to a glitch or something like that, where it doesn't seem quite fair, then that won't count as my death. I will not take responsibility for ones that aren't my fault. But if it is something stupid I did, if I take a deep fall and screw up that way, if I go out too far without any oxygen, you know, that's on me, and that's the responsibility I take, and that is the end of our current run. So that's gonna be it. That's the main things here. So that's the one rule is one death, one life, one death. That's all you get, excluding glitches. Second rule, as I said, was no trade platform. Third rule I said is no, I didn't say it yet, but I'm going to say it right now. Ready for it? No fuel condenser. So we can't just make hydrazine. Well, we can't lose any of these things. We can't just make hydrazine for free, and then even that seems a little, that's gonna be tough. I mean, I don't think I've ever played that way before, where we'd only gather hydrazine. So this actually adds an extra challenge on for us, which means in order to travel between worlds, we need to get deep underground and gather resources. We can't just rely on technology to save us here. So we need to survive with the land a little bit more in this playthrough. It's gonna be tough, and it's gonna be interesting, I think. And we can't let anything go to waste, and we can't waste any time. Well, we can waste a little bit of time. Right now we're pretty safe, actually. So there's that. What are the main things we'll have to do on the surface here? We have to avoid sandstorms. Those are going to be the only thing I'm going to try to cut around. I'm going to try to keep everything in on this playthrough. Normally I'm doing a lot of cuts and that kind of thing to speed things along. It'll be a challenge for me to keep the conversation flowing and that kind of thing. As I'm in a habit of doing, I'll kind of cut it along to speed things along. So this will be a little bit slower playthrough, a little more methodical. And I said, the only time I really might cut anything is if we run out of conversation when we're waiting for a sandstorm to pass or something like that. But we can still maybe talk through it. So there's that. We still need resin badly. Someplace here has to have a resin. I'm gonna grab these tethers back quick. If these tethers glitch, if I ever run out, if I ever have, I have seen this happen actually in previous playthroughs. If I ever run out of tethers because I'm shift clicking them, normally you can shift click things and they'll go right into your backpack. I don't want to test it right now because I don't want to break the game in episode 1 here. But if you shift click something, sometimes these tethers won't go right back in your backpack like they're supposed to. And that is a problem that we might have to deal with at some point, because I probably will forget about that at some point. I'm not gonna do it right now, but at some point I will forget. Let's make a nice little land bridge here. That'll be kind of cool, right? I like it. And we'll put a thing going. This is actually kind of precarious here because, you know, fall off of here. That's enough to do some damage. The fall damage in this, I'm gonna have to be super careful with. That's my one fear, I think, is the way we can take some fall damage without even really intending to. A lot of the time, you'll be sliding or something like that, and you'll take a bunch of damage, and you'll never get quite get your grip again. I could just see one long hill we take too steeply, and that being the end of the game. I hate to go out like that, but that might be how it happens. It'll be a sad day, I'm sure. Let's take this back. We found our resin finally. And my pack is full, of course. Okay, let's go back here. We can't really do much about what we have. We can drop a bunch of stuff on the ground, though, so we have room for everything else we need. So there's that. We have sandstorms to worry about. We have falling to worry about. Those are the main things that are going to kill us here. There's lots of traps once we get underground as well. So those will be a concern as well. But, yeah, it won't be that bad. I think those I'm familiar with enough that we can avoid them as long as we're not in over our heads. Again, sliding and that kind of thing is always an issue. Rushing into areas is going to be a problem. Got to make sure I'm planning out my steps a few steps ahead before I take them. So, something to keep in mind. Mobility is going to be slow at first. It's going to take some time. I mean, we're going to get as much done as we can in the first episode here. But after that, I don't know. We'll have to see how far we can get. We're out of power already. We'll have to wait up for that a little bit. Oh, you know what we can do is make ourselves a solar panel. It is not daytime at the moment, but it'll help a little bit when it becomes daytime. And it'll give us something to do while we're waiting here. And it looks like it's not collecting anything at the moment. Nope. But we got some resin. We got 2 already. We'll need 3 to make our first platform. And we want to make sure we don't get caught out in the open here. Well, actually, I was gonna say we might make sure we don't get caught with a hab we can't use because we've used up too many slots on the outside of it. There's only 4 directions you can really go with that initial tethers or initial nodes on the habitat. So we gotta make sure we're making some extras for us to branch off of eventually. What can we make right away? We can make the printer, which would give us extra storage. We can't make, we can't really make a, can't really make much of anything right away. We can make the vehicle platform, I think. If we have aluminum, we can make the smelter, I think. And we can make the research bench. Okay, so let's start bringing some things off of here like this. I'm gonna bring them this direction pretty much exclusively, in one direction here. And we'll have a nice long platform going this way. And this will serve as an extra set of beacons, basically. Not beacons, tethers, rather. Because we can come off this way a little bit. And we'll need some more resin. Looks like there might be some resin over there in the distance. Oh, our first sandstorm. Okay, so this is time to panic. Our first real challenge. Let's dig it up and get safely underground here. Okay. All right, so we should be safe here. This might have to become verboten too eventually. because it does make the game a little bit too easy to just dig a hole like this to sit in. You know, maybe we can't use any man-made structure to prevent sandstorms. That would be kind of cruel. Actually, no, I'm at risk here. Maybe it's not that bad. It's serious risk here. I'm getting a little deeper, actually. I'm nervous. So yeah, maybe no digging holes like this. I don't know. That might be, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know right now how we would survive it. We'd have to get in that cave quick. And, oh, actually, we have an issue here. We're at 50% oxygen. We need the sandstorm to pass quick enough that we can get back to our air. We don't have tethers? Oh, we do. Never mind. It's not an issue. Not an issue at all. Ooh, box is getting a little close there. I don't want to get hit. Oh, you seriously? Seriously. That was our first damage, guys. Luckily, damage is pretty forgiving in this game. But yeah, that just shows you, like, that one could have struck me a little bit harder and it would have been over. It would have been curtains on episode 1 here. I do not want that to happen. I want this to be a nice, long series. I'm going to stick to 30 minutes per episode, if you're curious at all about that, my kind of formatting for the show here. So yeah, anticipate that, and anticipate me doing it at least every other day, maybe daily, if people are interested. So if you are interested, make sure you like the video, because that does tell me, you know, to keep it going. Likes on Astroneer are super important. I mean, it's a new game, and it's a game that's kind of new to the channel. It took off. A lot of people joined up to the channel because of it. And if they're interested in seeing more of this kind of content, I need to know about it. And likes and comments are the best way of getting that out to me. So please keep those coming. And we need to get more resin here. Let's see. There's maybe one more out of here, possibly, before we need to go look for another source, if we're lucky. Yeah, we can get one more. So I talked a little bit about the restrictions. I mentioned the no trading, no fuel condensing, and the other rule will be, gosh, I have it written down here. I have no trading, 1 set of tethers only per planet, 1 life, and no fuel condenser. Okay, so that was the main rules. And as I said, the exception will be glitches. And then along with the rules, we're going to have goals as well. We're going to have goals for this playthrough, and the goals will be based on, first of all, the first goal will be to visit every planet. That's the main objective. If we can accomplish that without dying, that will be perfect. The second goal I'm going to have is I'm going to have to come up with these still. I haven't really thought it all the way through, but I want planet-specific challenges I have to accomplish in order to consider a planet conquered. Building a home on it, and building a base on it's not enough. We're gonna have to build a base on every. Well, we can't just visit a planet. We have to build a base on every single planet first of all. So I should clarify that. And then after that, we also need to think about planet-specific challenges. So, for instance, we'll have a challenge we have to accomplish on Radiated. We'll have a challenge we have to accomplish on Barren and everything other planet here. We have to visit them all, make a base on all of them, and accomplish the goal for each of them. And you guys are going to help me with that, I hope. You can list some things in the comments if you have any ideas. If you're familiar with the game, it'd be helpful if you have any ideas of what we can do as some of those goals. Now, I don't want them to be impossible, but I don't want them to be too easy either. I'm thinking the only goal I've thought of so far, and this will be the hard and fast goal, so don't do a goal for Radiated, because I already have thought of this one. But the goal for Radiated will be to collect 40 Astronium. And what that's going to mean is that we need to get basically down to the core, and that means we also will need to come up with a way to transport all that Astronium from the core up to the surface and bring it to the base. So bring 40 Astronium back to the base. It could be I could either do like 5 at a time, maybe, and do a carrying trip like that, or you know, I could build a better method possibly. But that's going to be it for now. That's going to be my goal for that one for now. So that's one's covered. But something in those veins for either like collection, exploration, something regarding that. One of the planets, I don't know which one's going to be, but one of the planets will be circumnavigate the planet. I mean, that's going to be pretty easy, probably. Maybe this is the one to do it on. I don't know exactly. There are worse planets to do it on too. I mean, I tried to circumnavigate Radiated. That one was a tough one. We could die very, very easily doing that. So we're wasting time here. We're running back and forth for no reason. I'm trying to look for more resin and not going to find it sitting around here. So let's grab our tethers. Did we grab them already? We grabbed most of them. Let's grab these back here. And do we still have 11? Let's do a quick tether check here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All present and accounted for. Fantastic. Okay, so now let's get over to this side of the base here, and we can get a few more feet this direction. Let's go this way and start building up this way, because I do think I see something in the distance over there. If it's, I don't know if it's resin or what. We need more resin so we can build ourselves a couple more platforms. This will get us most of the way there. And again, this is just going to require a little more strategy, I think. And maybe a little more being careful. And that's not always my strong suit. I like to take risks. I like to take bold actions without thinking, because it's a lot of fun usually. In this case, it won't be so much fun because it'll be the end of us all together here. But yeah, so this is gonna be kind of cool. I think. I hope you guys are interested in it. I hope you guys stick with the series. Again, likes will let me know that. I hope we go deep with this and get to every single planet. I really do, and I'll be very disappointed if we can't. But you know, there's a chance for a second season and that kind of thing if people are interested. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get a second solar right away here too, while it's sunny out. Just so my power replenishes faster. Let's get that going right away here. From our pile over here, our pile of goods. So yeah, think about that. If you leave any ideas you have in the comments of goals we can have, planet-specific goals we can have for each planet. So barren, we need basically 5, right? Right now there's Terran, there's barren, there's arid, there's exotic, and there's radiated. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different goals we'll have. And they can be generic. They don't have to. If you don't know a lot about the game, they don't have to be planet specific. And even if you don't know a lot about the game, you just throw some brainstorming suggestions out there. I can speak to them probably. I know enough about this game to know what to find and how to and where to find it and that kind of thing. And if things are possible, if they'll be too difficult, if they'll be too easy, all that kind of stuff. Oh, look at this. We got resin going right into compound. Oh, that's a good find. That is a real good find. That's great. We're going to be set here for a while for the basic resources. The next thing we'll need is aluminum to get ourselves a car. That's going to be the big question if we can get ourselves a car. Because if we get ourselves a car, our problems will be solved to a certain extent because we can get anywhere we need to go. If you're not familiar with the game, the cars generate oxygen, which is, again, I guess if you're not familiar with the game, these tethers are connecting me to the hab, which are providing oxygen for me and power if I put some power in the back of that, which I will in a moment here. And so this is kind of my lifeblood for the whole thing here. That's why tethers are important. That's why restricting them is a problem. But yeah, so if we get the car though, the car has limited oxygen. We can take it with us and connect to it as needed. We can also connect tethers to it as needed. So that'll be great. Let's keep the line going for now. Let's close it down here. Let's keep it straight coming off this way. Like so. How many do I have on me still? I got 2. Let's hold off on making this any longer for the moment. We're starting to, well, we'll see. We'll pull off some of the things we need from here. So we'll pull off of this. First of all, we'll need research. And there was a couple of research over there we can grab. And I think I'll make this my research bench right here. So for the research, I need 2 compound. We have that. Let's do it. So this is our research bench. The research bench requires power to operate. As it's saying there, no power. We will need to get some more compound from our pile over here. And make some more solar panels. And we will connect those. Actually, we'll connect those to the hab, I think. Let's make another couple of these. There's 1. And there's 2. Alright. So for certain things we can be pretty liberal with, like making these solar panels and that kind of thing. It does not matter one bit using up compound. It's generally unlimited. For most extents here. And certain things, when we start getting titanium, when we start getting lithium, we'll have to make some tough decisions about what we make, how we make it, and when is the question too. Let's grab a research off this tree here. This is one of the research nodes we get on a tree here. We can grab it off, pluck it from the tree, and bring it back over to our base carefully. Again, I gotta get used to not sprinting, Because it used to not matter if I fell or took some damage or something like that. Now, a couple of quick damages in a row could kill me. I'm gonna sprint where I can to keep things moving here, but it's gonna be a real challenge to remember to. I mean, I'm thinking like by episode 3, I will have forgotten all of my carefulness, and I'll be feeling bold enough to make mistakes. Is where we'll be at risk at that point. It'll be kind of the sophomore episode. Right now, I'm nervous enough to not die in episode 1 here. I suppose if I die in episode 1, you probably won't see this video, so you can basically safely assume that I'm gonna stick with it. By episode 3, all bets are off because I'll have recorded probably the first 2 episodes back to back, and then after that, who knows? I mean, I might take a day or 2 off and then come back, and then I'll be stuck with the series that's gonna end in 3 episodes. Oh boy. Okay, let me be a little nervous there. And that's the kind of thing we gotta be careful with. That right there could have been the end of us. I mean, that was stupid. I gotta be more careful on the mountains here. We gotta be much more, all this stuff that usually doesn't phase me. I've been playing this game too much with co-op, and the risks and that kind of thing you take in that don't matter, because your character, if you're not the host, doesn't really save in multiplayer. So you're kind of a clean slate every single time you play. You can get your stuff back if someone recovers it for you, but it's mostly, it doesn't feel like you're part of it necessarily right now. And I hope that does change eventually with the updates, but I'm sure it will. But yeah, I think well, first of all, I think this should be ready. No, not quite. We need more solar. Actually, we just need it to be sunlight out. That'll fix everything. Let's keep gathering some compound here. Let's just leave stacks and stacks of compound here. And eventually we'll have a better way to store this. For now, we'll just do this. I have seen problems where if we drop stuff on the ground, we can't pick it back up again. That kind of glitch will be frustrating. I think we can relog and fix that. But you never know. We need to bring some more research back here too. Like this here, we can grab. There's another research node right here. And if you're not familiar with Astroneer, the research basically just unlocks new technology for you, new things, new things you can make, or resources possibly too. So there's a chance it'll give us research. So there's a chance it'll give us resources. You don't know what you get until you open it up. We're just waiting on this power to fill up so we can open it up here. We can actually have power cells if we take some, and we have extra compound here. We can make some power cells quick, I think, just to speed things along. Oh, no, we might not have the research for that. All right, so we're gonna have to wait on that because we have to get the research for power cells before we can make them. Same with filters and that kind of thing. That kind of stuff will keep us alive. Filters are something I would have disregarded in my normal playthroughs. It's like, it costs what, 1 compound for filters, and it's something I was like, well, 1 compound, or I can just like start over again after I die. It don't matter. Here it does. Here it matters quite a bit. There's only 1 chance. So, if I die with having compound on my back, you can just, unsubscribe immediately that it didn't make filters quick enough. I think I should look into that and make sure it's compound. It might be resin, but we'll figure that out once we have the recipe, obviously. But whatever, I'm gonna have to take those kind of resources with me as an exploration exercise, and make sure we don't leave home without it, basically. I think what we'll do is actually, to keep things moving along here, let's make a couple more solar. And we'll make better solar panels eventually here. But for now, this will just help us get more power for our research bench here. And it's slowly going. It's slowly going. And these probably are, nope, they're not in the sunlight yet, so they're not going to go. Probably not the best place to put those. Well, the sun will get there eventually. Let's do one more then. Those aren't connecting. Let's get some more then. We have plenty of compound as it is right now. Oops, there we go. So that'll give us plenty of power. I say we have plenty of compound, but keep in mind, I don't have unlimited resources here anymore because I can't trade for things. Our first research, what's it gonna be? Filters. That will be huge, like I said. So filters provide us oxygen if we run out. And it's only compound it costs. So compound is going to be super valuable, and we better not waste it. I mean, making extra solar panels is fine. It's something we need to do anyways. Let's bring these over to the sunlight here. That's probably the part of the problem, is that they're facing the wrong way. They'll be better off right here where they can get sun from any direction. Okay, that's already filled. So we can do another research right away. The first 3 researches of the season. Hopefully we get power cells right away, because that would be huge too. Any research is good research right now. Truck. Well, that's helpful. We'll get there eventually. That'll be down the road though. Okay, so now this research and that last research look the same. Now, somebody said in the comments a long time ago in one of my videos that if you have 2 researches that look the same, you only get the actual research things from one of them. It gives you resources other times. Let's see if that's right. Yep, looks like so far the theory checks out. I didn't anticipate that working or not working or anything like that. That will be helpful. Very good. Okay, let's go back over here and see if there's any more resources we can grab for right now. And then start thinking about other directions. It looks like there's another thing up here that'll have research on it. And if the research is different, it might be worthwhile to make that trek up there. Also, given we have 1 life to live, it could be very dangerous to make that trek up there. And it's going to be a risk-reward question, I think, for sure. Now, we might not even be able to get up there with the tethers that we have. It's something to keep in mind too. Like right now, it's nice and easy because we have tethers getting us most of the way here. Ooh, are we hitting different colored dirt now? Yes, we are. This is a good find. We got a lot out of this one actually. Pretty large vein of compound. All right, cool. So we got some alcove here to hang out in if we want to. Hydrazine, I saw this on the horizon before, I didn't mention it though, but this will be good. We're not going to grab it right now because we just don't have any place to store it for the time being. But definitely going to keep that in mind for when we need to get out of here. Okay, so next we have to decide if going up that mountain is going to be worth it. And given I have just 3 minutes left of this episode or so, I might not want to do it right now. Let's bring the tethers over that direction. What we're gonna do is do a beeline basically for, because this will make the tethers last longer. If we can do a beeline for that, yeah. So this also is gonna mean that when we do a base like this, we're gonna make it nice and sprawling, because it's gonna help us stay alive longer to do it that way. And actually, what we might do is get like a line from the base here down into the underground here, because that'll definitely help us explore as well. There should be a research right below this thing. I don't know if it's a dangerous thing or not. And I don't know if this fall will kill us. So I'm going to dig into the side very gracefully here. And I'm going to dig in like so. Use control to kind of have a nice angle here. Make sure it's not too steep. We can walk in and out very easily. Okay, should be no problem. And we got to pay attention to our oxygen. Looks like we have gotten this research already, I think. It says unknown. Dust storm coming. Okay, it's coming from that way now. Let's get underground. Okay. Oof. All right. Nice. Bring this research up here. I don't know. This looks similar to the last research we got. It does says unknown resource. It says unknown research, so I think that means we haven't seen it before. But I don't know if that unknown part changes or not. Oh god, oh god. This is bad. Oh, we need a tether if we have it. There we go. Oof. Alright, being careful enough for our first episode of Hardcore Astroneer is what I'm gonna be calling this, I think. Or Astroneer Hardcore mode. And this, I'm guessing this will be an actual mode eventually. Oh god, box. This will be an actual mode eventually for the game, I'm sure. And I don't know what exactly they'll do with it, but they'll definitely have like the 1 life to live kind of thing. I don't know if they'll have the extra tweaks that we're doing today or not. But it's a fun little exploration of the game, I think. It should be kind of cool. Before we wrap up, let's do one more research here. And hopefully this is charged up. If it's not charged up, then I'll just call it an episode. But if this is charged up, we'll do it right away. Alright, let's take a look and see what our next research is going to be. Get it done quick. And some resources. Okay, so we definitely got that one before. It looked similar. That's fine, we get a little bit of bonus then. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back very, very soon for another one of these. Let me know again what you think in the comments if you have any ideas. Any thoughts on the series? Any predictions for how many episodes I'll go? What will be, you can start placing your bets on what will be the eventual cause of death. There's only some things that are going to be more likely than others, but you never know. I can surprise you. And I guarantee, as long as I don't have any money in the game, I won't try to sway the results a certain direction. I'm gonna play this in earnest as long as I can, and it should be pretty cool. So thank you guys so much for checking it out. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing if you enjoy the content, and we'll see you guys next time for more Astroneer Hardcore. Have a good night.